that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand.
Hello Nigeria, it's another exciting episode of The Issues on Voice of the People TV, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Jerry Alpeliahoi. On today's edition of The Issues, we turn the spotlight on three major developments shaping Nigeria's political and security landscape. A House of Representatives member, Leke Abejide, warns that the opposition coalition, which adopted the ADC as its platform for 2027, is heading for a total collapse. The Arewa Consultative Forum reiterates its non-partisan stand, but calls on Northern leaders to remain vigilant against insecurity, treachery, and bad governance. And the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tokoro Borutai, and suggests that Nigeria may have to lock its borders to curb the rising wave of insecurity, just as was done during the COVID-19 pandemic. These issues raise critical questions about the future of opposition politics, the unity of the North, and the security strategy of the nation. Stay tuned after this short break. We'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. Leke Abejide, a member of the House of Representatives, has declared that the opposition coalition, which adopted the African Democratic Congress ADC as its platform for the 2027 elections, is on the verge of collapse. He argued that the coalition's failure to secure a single seat in the August 16 by-elections marked the beginning of its downfall, predicting it would disintegrate completely by September. Abejide described himself as the landlord of the ADC, stressing that he had kept the party alive and relevant without ever defecting to bigger parties. He insisted that key coalition figures, including Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, were not card-carrying members of the ADC, while former leaders like David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola held no real authority in the party despite their appointment as interim chairman and secretary. Abejide further dismissed the coalition's credibility, stating that its leaders only hijacked the ADC for convenience and lacked genuine roots in the party. Meanwhile, the ruling All Progressive Congress APC has maintained that any coalition formed against President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid will ultimately fail. We'll take a listen from Leke Abejide himself.
Well, today I thought I came to educate Nigeria, but
this is part of education, political education, Honorable. This is political education.
So I was not prepared for politics, but since you ask, well, you can see that coalition collapsed last week, Saturday. All over the country, they could not even win one seat. So that is the beginning of the end. And in the next by early next month, the coalition will collapse completely. Because I have said it without number, you cannot come to somebody's house, hijack his house, and you think that the person, no matter how stupid he is, he will be looking at you. I will let them know that I am the landlord. The landlord, somebody who I didn't establish the party, but I'm the one that got used to make the party to remain where it is today. And I have never come to any big party. I have used it to contest all my elections and brought people apart from myself to National Assembly and in the State Assembly. So, in all over the country, where do you see such? None. It's not existing. None of them knew that this party was there before. I don't believe the former Vice President Atiku is in this party. He has not taken our card. He's partyless now. He resigned from PDP, but he has not joined any party. And LB2, he has not taken this. He's still a member of Labour Party. He said it severally. And there are people like former governor of Kaduna State, my other brother, Nasir El-Rufai. He has not, I don't think he's fully in this party yet. If he's there fully, there was an election in his state, he should be able to win one seat there. So maybe the only people who can say they are in this party now, they are a member of this party but not chairing any seats, is former Senate President David Mark and former Osun State Governor Ralph Aregbesola. So these are the two people that are just ordinary members of the party yet. They are not holding any position yet.
Okay, you just heard from Leke Abejide there, talking about the situation of ADC. He says, I am the landlord, quoting his words there. All right, today I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests here in the studio. We have Dr. Peter Anosike. Dr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And joining us virtually is Archbishop Dr. Ibioku Gospel Bob Emmanuel, public affairs analyst, former National Vice President, Institute of Strategic Management of Nigeria. I understand he's still yet to join us, but let me go back to Dr. Anosike. How credible is Leke Abejide's claim of being the landlord of ADC when he openly campaigned for Tinubu and declared his allegiance to APC figures?
Well, that shows you who he, from the Bible says, by their fruits we know them. So what he said is not different from what we know. Even I should be or the one to even educate him on ADC.
Okay.
I should be the one to educate him on ADC. He is simply, if he's a true member of ADC, he shouldn't be wearing that cap he is wearing. He shouldn't be wearing that abada he is, understand me? Yeah. Because that should, one, from his voice, you know, there's no intelligence, there's no confidence. From that voice, you know, there's no intelligence, there's no confidence. So he is just a rabble rouser in ADC. What is happening? Big fishes have joined the party, and the small fishes are panicking. Understand me? What is happening is that's a river. You now put a shark whales inside there. Understand? You know, then the native fishes there will begin to panic, will begin to complain. That's exactly what is happening in ADC as we speak. So they have been rendered irrelevant. Understand me? When you now mention ADC, nobody remembers them anymore because the big fishes had joined the other party. So they are suffering from inferiority complex. They can no longer compete again in the party because bigger boys have joined the other party. That is his so he's a Tinubu's agent. And I want to assure him that by that September, instead of collapsing, ADC will get stronger. Because even though he is in the assembly, in the National Assembly, with ADC, he's a stranger in that ADC. Understand me? So ADC will get stronger by the day. I'm talking about the last Saturday's election. The truth is that there was no election. what we witnessed was pure banditry. More than 300 people were arrested with arms and ammunition in that election, and the ADC did not field candidates in most of those states. ADC did not field candidates in most of, even there's a story that I published in News Express this afternoon. You Google it, you see it. I captioned it, by election shouldn't be taken as acceptance of PDP, I mean of APC. Understand me? The NASA today's by-election shouldn't be taken as Nigerians accepting APC. Because what's his name? Felix Mwaka, the National Public Secretary of APC, said that the by-election shows that Nigerians has endorsed Tinubu. Nobody cares about by-elections. Understand me? Nigerians are preparing for 2027, not by elections. So for me, ADC is going to get stronger and stronger. As the month goes by, they'll be getting stronger and stronger. So I don't know his name. I've not heard that name before, but he is an agent of APC in ADC.
Now, is that not an indirect indictment on himself? Because he said that APC won seats and the ADC could not win any seat. And he's a member of the ADC, and he's saying that on national television. I
told you that from his voice, and then two things. He lacks intelligence, and he has no confidence. When an intelligent person talks, you will know. When a confident person talks, you will know. From the voice I'm listening to, I didn't see any intelligence. I didn't see any cohesion. I didn't see any intelligence. I didn't see any cohesion. Understand me?
Okay.
So for me, he's just a shoe shiner, just having inferiority complex because bigger boys has taken over the party.
All right, we understand our virtual guest is now with us, talking about Archbishop Dr. Ibioko Gospel Bob Mano. He is a public affairs analyst. Great to have you join us on the issues.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, it's been a while.
Thank you, panelists, and thank you. Yes, it's been a while, quite a while. I traveled out.
Hope you're good.
No problems.
All right.
Fine.
All right. We are talking about the situation of the ADC. A rep member has said that the ADC will go under by September. And it's coming from no other than Leke Abejide. He is serving Kogi State. And taking a look at his comment, if Abejide truly believes in ADC's ideology, why has he repeatedly aligned himself with the APC and Tinubu? Doesn't this blur the line between party loyalty and political convenience? What has happened to our political structure where somebody will be speaking from this party and showing support for the other party? Is it about loyalty? What happens to party loyalty?
No, our party supremacy long has been compromised. One, because of the stomach infrastructure politics. That's the truth. When Fayose, the then governor of Ekiti State, talked about stomach infrastructure, we never knew it was another very critical adjective we brought into our political balance. I must tell you, the hunger is real. And what every politician is looking for is relevance at the moment. And they are not working by ideology, by principle. The parties are just, how will I put it? They are platforms for them to be able to have tickets and do whatever they think. The parties too have lost discipline because the parties don't have, they don't make money from crowdfunding because of the poverty and the sense of, it is office holders that governors and the rest of them and money bags that contribute money to run the parties. So whatever they say, irrespective of the party leadership, in fact, they appoint the party leaderships. And so we don't have what we used to have as party being supreme. He who pays the piper dictates his tune. You bring your boy from the ward level to everywhere and they take instructions from you instead of taking it from the party leadership. So that's what we have gotten now. So it's not surprising if you look at the major party, both APC, PDP. APC is a little better because they are the government in power at the center. But I bet you between now and election, where most of them will perhaps will not have their tickets given back to them, they will all review their loyalty, and they will take it somewhere where perhaps they will be given tickets to run again. And that's what I'm saying. It's just something at the moment, especially with the poor economy we have. Every office holder wants to be sure for the next election he conserves enough resources to have control in his domain. And I can tell you that's what is happening. It's not the reality, but it is just a selfish program and agenda all through the party, sorting for relevance. That's how I'm going to describe it.
Sorting for relevance. Let me go to Dr. Anuske. What does it say about Nigerians' opposition politics when a supposed opposition lawmaker acts as a de facto ally of the ruling party and faces little accountability?
That shows that what we are practicing is not a democracy but autocracy. Understand? That simply shows you that what we are practicing is autocracy. And in autocracy, it is only the executive that functions. Understand? Because the judiciary and the legislature are compromised. Understand me? They are compromised. They are rendered irrelevant. Every political office holder is holding that position out of fear. Understand me? Out of fear. And that is what is happening in the National Assembly as we speak. Before I walk into the studio, I was listening to Nyesom Wike talking about how did they use EFCC to coerce Abejide into joining APC. Understand me?
That's quite bold.
Understand me? That was on the video I just watched before I'm coming here. How they use the EFCC to coerce Guswe Abejide into joining the APC.
Is that not arrogance on the part of the ruling class?
That's what I said. This is an era of impunity. So imagine a so-called ADC member wearing Tinubu's an agbada with Tinubu's portrait and Tinubu's cap, and he called himself a member of ADC. Now imagine in America, that's a Democrat in Congress wearing a MAGA cap. That's the end of him. Understand me? That's the end of him. And that's where democracy is being practiced. Understand? Because the Congress still stands. But here, APC has succeeded in using cohesion, understand, to compromise both the National Assembly and the judicial system. So everybody is working with fear. And that's why even PDP members in the Senate couldn't even speak on behalf of their own person, that's Akpoti Udagan. Because they are afraid that if they speak, they might lose membership of their committees. So that's exactly what is happening here. But I know that as time goes on, this is August, September, October, politics will begin to take shape in this country.
Let me go back to Dr. Archbishop Dr. Bioko. But taking a look at the situation, he made mention of something very critical. He said that the likes of Peter Obi is still openly showing that he's a PDP member, Labour Party member, beg your pardon, and that Atiku is partyless, that he's not a card-carrying member of the ADC. Should we take that seriously? Should that be the case?
That what Atiku is not a card-carrying member.
Yeah, there is partyless.
Of ADC.
Yes, there is partyless.
Well, the point is that's I always see Atiku as the number one strategist when it comes to Nigerian politics. He has been there for a long time, and he knows he works within the Electoral Act. Well, he has moved away from PDP, and the destination they have shown us they're interested in converging is the ADC. Whether he has formally registered in his ward or not, that's just for another day. But we are obnubbing. In fact, you can say they have hijacked that party, have given it some strength. Of course, winning elections is not you share strength, because there are a lot of compromises when it comes to our electoral system right now. But I still think that by his body language, you cannot say he's not a member of the ADC. You might say he has not formally registered, hasn't left PDP. And why he has not done that is because he's also studying the system. You know, the likes of Jonathan, new entrants are being thrown or being suggested to come in through PDP. Even Obi is being courted by PDP to also come. So Atiku, being a master of the game, is studying the game so that whenever he throws his hat into the ring, he will know that he's set for that presidential contest. And I think that is reasonable for a man to look before he leaps than he leaps before he looks. That's why I say it's one of the most strategic political they have. And he's talking as an individual against whatever he feels that is not right in the governance of the nation. He's a father of a sort. And I think it's not just the office that is driving him. We want to see a new Nigeria. And we should give everybody the benefit of doubt. If a man keep telling you, I want this position, just like Donald Trump. He was even a felon, but Americans voted for him. And today we can see his own style of leadership, trying to compare global peace because of his influence. So we actually need, people who are experienced and influential. It's not just political parties. The era of political parties is gone. We should look at our candidates. What are they coming with? Can we really rely on them and leave this Nigeria in their hands and feel comfortable and go and sleep? And those are the things that will determine 2027. It's not party affiliation, but the Nigerian people will speak. I believe so.
You believe so? Definitely. Everybody will want to believe so. But taking a look at Abejide, he's been suspended before by the ADC, and he came back again. Does this signal that there's a problem already in the ADC in terms of internal democracy within the Nigerian political parties?
For me, if I'm a national chairman of ADC and I see him wearing that agbada with Tinubu's portrait, and with that cap, I will not only suspend him, I will sack him. I will not only suspend him, I will sack him. So I told you, I listened to his voice. I didn't see any intelligence. Understand me? Even a 12 years old child, his cohesion will be better than his. So Kogi people have been turning out the very bad influences. Well, they are among the educational disadvantaged states. It's not a surprise.
But they have Natasha who is fighting strong.
I say Kogi remains one of the educational disadvantaged states. So their products will always be disadvantaged intellectually. And that's what I heard from his voice. I told you, I didn't see any confidence. I didn't see any intelligence. If he's a good ADC man, he shouldn't have been putting on that thing he is putting on. Understand me? He shouldn't be. So those that suspended him before took the right decision, but they should have expelled him outright. Let him join APC fully.
They've been calling that he should join the APC. He has not openly joined the APC.
Which means
he's working. Can he be working as
which means which means he is there sabotaging ADC and sending information to APC. Understand me? If he doesn't want to join APC, it means that he is in ADC sabotaging other party and sending information to APC.
All right, let me go to the Archbishop. In light of his open endorsement of President Tinubu and refusal to the camp, should Abejide be seen as an opposition figure or an APC Trojan horse in ADC clothing?
Yeah, you know that this endorsement, they are senseless endorsement, just like my colleague have said. We are not playing politics of ideology. I've said it all, we are playing politics of finding self-relevance. And anybody that calls Tinubu, you know, Tinubu is a consummate politician. Even those calling him, he knows their strengths. But most of them are calling him so that perhaps the APC machinery will see them as loyal and will not come after them to push them out of their constituencies that they are holding. So I see those support as not genuine. They are self-centered. Those calls for support, fine. There could be support across party lines. But not when your party has not even brought a presidential candidate. The period for politicking has not started. Even if Tinubu is going to come under APC, there will be a sort of primaries. All those processes have not thrown up itself. Then you're endorsing. What is the endorsement for? It's like putting the cart before the horse. So the basic thing we look, let's be more serious with our politics. Most of these people who have found their way into the National Assembly and incidentally holding political office, you can see that most of them have shown high level of irresponsibility. With due respect, both ministers, they talk anyhow. The statesmen I know before now, as it's done globally, they don't talk anyhow. Even they face serious governance issues. The House of Reps should be talking about what he should be bringing to his people, their problems, and not just in 2 years away, you are still endorsing the president. It does not show that you know the reason why their people have elected you to go and represent them. So a lot of things we see are misnomers, but we accept them because this is Nigeria. Anybody that talks the news, a kind of captures him. I think there are some things that we should not even give attention to, because we should talk of nation building. These people are expected to be there to build a nation. Look at the economy. It has gone down the drain. All they stand up every day to talk about power, and how they will retain power, and how they will be relevant. That's not the essence why they are there. It's to ensure that the common man, his welfare is guaranteed and his security. And in these two areas, they have failed Nigerians. I'm not talking of now a particular party. Those in power, all of them, both the governors and all of them put together. There is no one that have guaranteed security in their state with all the security votes they collect, even with the armed forces. So it's a serious thing. We are looking at charlatans taking over, with due respect, positions of authority, and they can stand up to say it because they have nothing to offer. Just like my brother said, we don't take anybody for granted having been elected. But you must justify. We are not that we see celebrate conditions that you can stand up. You know, an Obama in his own state House of Assembly was picked because of contributions he made to humanity, and he ended up becoming the president. He was from the legislature. Biden was from the legislature. So most of the time, legislative officers are expected to be cerebral because that's where laws are made. But we see people who are pedestrian, I'm sorry to say. And that's quite disheartening, I must tell you.
About the quality of leaders that Nigerians continue to churn out in recent times. Pretty sad. Okay, as the 2027 elections however approach, the Arewa Consultative Forum has reaffirmed its non-partisan stance, stressing that it will not align with any political party. Speaking at the forum's 78th National Executive Committee meeting in Kaduna, Chairman Maman Osuman, SEN, said while members are free to hold personal political views, the ACF will remain focused on its mission and work with organizations that share its values. Osuman urged Northern leaders and citizens to remain vigilant, united and proactive in tackling insecurity, political manipulation, and environmental challenges threatening the region. He warned against complacency and misinformation, adding that the ACF will not remain silent in the face of treachery, deceit, and bad governance. The ACF expressed deep concern over the North worsening insecurity from terrorism to banditry, as well as natural disasters like flooding, which have claimed many lives. It also restated its worry that the region has been sidelined in federal budget allocations and infrastructure projects under President Tinubu's administration, despite the North's strong electoral support in 2023. Let me take this to Dr. Anasike. He's just said that they are not pleased, that they've not been well taken care of, in spite of their strong support in 2023. But he also still said that everybody can go and participate. They're not going to be partisan. But it's not indirectly saying that, okay, we're not going to be supporting the government that has sidelined the North. So, for everybody go to the playing field, we'll make a decision.
Well, any deep thinker would understand what he is saying.
Said, yeah.
Or the message has already been passed. Understand me? Or the message has already been passed. He has opened the mind of the North. Understand? This is diplomacy in action. Arewa Consultative Forum is a non-political organization. Understand? Yes. But they also have their own political opinion. And they have expressed it. Understand? He is talking about how bad the Tinubu administration has been to them. Understand me? And so on and so forth. And if you had read what Sultan said some time ago, and what former minister of Abubakar, that Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Manami, said, all of them are saying the same thing against the Tinubu government. This is just 2 years of this administration. INEC rule states that campaign should not start more than 15 minutes to the 2027 election. So it is still too early for these campaigns, for this process, and so forth. So, but he has said that the North is not in support of Tinubu's administration. That is the whole message. Understand? That this is not what they bargained for. Because it is the North that made Tinubu president. Understand me? It is the North that made Tinubu president. Tinubu got 25% only in the Southwest. He got 65% in the North. He fell woefully in the Southeast. Understand me? It is what's his name? It is Nyesom Wike that manipulated the election in Rivers State. That to make him even get more than 25%. So if not because of the show of support of the North, Tinubu would not have been there. So, but what they expected from him, they are not getting it. So that's why they are revolting. But it is too early to come out and say we have endorsed so and so candidate 2 years to an election. It will not be good. And again, Northerners don't even endorse candidates. It's at the eve of the election, their religious leaders will tell them who to vote for. Understand me? So they don't do like the other people, like the other socio-cultural organization who have endorsed A and B. What they will do is in their mind. And everybody can see that they have already taken that decision where to go. And that's where they will go.
All right, let me go to Archbishop Bioko. But is the ACS vocal discontent an early sign of a northern political realignment, or simply elite frustration over exclusion from federal patronage?
Well, I don't think so. You know, you can't take the Northerners for granted. They are agrarian in nature, and that's where their economic lifeline is. But because of the insecurity, that has been grossly affected their investment in agriculture. Because there was a time I had the opportunity of visiting the then Governor Yaku. He took us to his farm in Adamawa. I didn't forget the yogurt, the fresh yogurt I got from that farm. They brought it to the State House and entertained us. They are visionary people, but this particular insecurity has messed them up. So the number one thing they think should have been fixed would have been insecurity, so that they can continue their known business. Insurgency, banditry, terrorism. So I think it has really affected them. And no matter what the political position you give to them, they will not be happy. It will not justify the experience. They have lost a lot of people. People cannot go there to invest. They're not. They have lost a lot. So they know that a political solution is required. And our current president does not seem to have that political solution. All he's trying to do is to throw olive branches around to see how notable people can support him. And people don't want to leave this country like that. They want to see that we have children. Some of us have gone over 60. But a lot of our children coming, they are leaving this country shamelessly and going to do things menial, even in West African countries now. Imagine Ghana telling us to pack out of their country. I just came back from a West African tour. I know how people are living there. Some have no jobs, but because it is better than the environment in terms of security, they remain there. Why? So I think our government should understand what is happening. The Northerners are not happy. And I think that, just like my colleague said, at the right time, they will speak. Most of them have spoken that they are disappointed, not only because they voted Tinubu in. After all, they knew his pedigree, the air and all that when they worked for him. But his deliverables have been very disappointing nationwide, even in the South. And the Southerners better for it. You see all kinds of undemocratic political forays, like River State. The places that you should create state of emergencies are not created, where people are dying in droves. So you see, governors have been taken with levity under this president. It's not that he has not tried at all, but governance must be coordinated strategically. And that's not what we are seeing. So it's like anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come, you give him a minister, you give him all that, begin to spend public funds without adequate planning. You know, in those days, we had the rolling plan, we had the development plan. All these things were there for us. You can know what will happen in the next 20 years in Nigeria, because there was a rolling plan that was going from government to government. You hear all that again? Because they just stand up and do whatever they feel they will do through policies. So the Northerners have been seriously hit below the belt. And that's what the other people are talking. And at the end of the day, they will actually take a position for perhaps a more amiable and somebody who is assuring. And they don't mind where that person comes from. It could be their brother, it could be outside. Some of them are even supporting P2B. But at the end of the day, they will look well this time. And they have the voting strength. Even if this old South come together and they decide to come together, they will take the president. He was saying that it's not about political party. It's about the angry and hungry Nigerians. They will come out, they will defend their vote, and they will look how the results will be written from where. So we are just praying to God that there are still 2 years. The Tinubu administration should forget about play politics every other hour. They should go and correct the governance issues that they have inherited and they are pending. If they need help, they should call for help. There are people, Nigerians who are cerebral, who can help politically. And that is what I think everybody, even in the South here, are we better for it? Are we growing food? Is inflation not affecting us, the hyperinflation? Are we having value for our money? So let's not be North-South just ethnically or out of ethnicity, South and North. No, we have actually, the nation is in bad shape. And we need our leaders to know, we need to tell them to their face. They need to hurry up and fix this nation, or they give way to those who are more competent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a strong position coming from Archbishop Dr. Biokude. But if the North remains vulnerable to insecurity despite years of loyalty to ruling government, is it time to reassess the region's traditional political alliances?
Well, I wonder what you mean because one, they have dominated the rulership.
Okay.
They have.
They had Buhari, who was their person for 8 years, but they were not better for it.
They have dominated the rulership, yeah. But the issue that or they have power but don't know what to do with it.
That is the question. So what do they now do now?
Or they have power, but they don't know what to do with power. And the power is about bettering the life of the people.
Yes.
Because now you have dominated rulership in the country, and your area remains the poorest in the country.
So what is now the benefit of
you
power?
That power is just serving a few. Understand me? So what they should do is a kind of open up. Understand? Because they are still under religious bondage. Understand me? They are still, even though social media is doing a lot of work, but it is not being seen. Understand? That's enlightenment is getting there, but it's not as fast as we are envisaging. Because the North of 20 years ago shouldn't have touched Buhari's house during the end bad governance protest. Understand me? So they are not as free thinking as we in the South here, and that's their problem. They practice this sheep culture, where this person goes, every other person follow, and they need a liberation from that. They need to begin that to have a independent thoughts. Understand? An instance, I cannot control my son's vote.
No, but with the poor education facilities,
that's what I'm talking about.
They have the highest rate of out-of-school children. So how do they have the capacity to think for themselves?
No, that's why they need the education. Understand me? They need the education. They need the awareness. Understand? They also need the that mind shift from the north of the Sadwana, understand, of the Buharis, who has kept them in bondage. Understand me?
Okay.
So because religion has done havoc in the north.
So, but now, those areas you've just mentioned, they need to be exposed. And let me go to Comrade because we're pressed for time. They need to be exposed. They still have high level of out of school children in the north. They have the highest, if not even in the world. They rank so poorly when it comes to education statistics. How then? Because those who control those channels that will make those exposure available will continue to keep them in the shadows and make sure that they don't get that form of exposure. And even those who are even speaking out are being arrested day in, day out. We've seen some of them who speak up on social media are being picked up and arrested, and some are arrested or taken away and never come back. So, is there going to be a revolution of the mind for the Northerners in eventually, or is it going to be the status quo remains?
Well, I think that we are looking at the North from a very wrong perspective. I am a strategist, and I have risen to at least a top echelon there. I'm beginning to find all over the world we have brilliant minds in the North now, very brilliant minds that can hold their own globally. Look at the DG, the deputy DG in where United Nations Assembly. Is it not from the North? She was Minister of Environment, yeah. She has been there. We have a lot of them. We know that their population, most of them are down there, they are margeries and all that. But again, they have gotten bright minds now. They are professors, first-class professors in medicine and all over. So I am not looking at the North. Yes, majority of them are still having that lack of exposure because of Western education. But this is their native education. They know what they want. Like the average Aboki man you see selling on the street, they are well informed. Because of their system, we think that is backward. Many of us who think we're enlightened, except when you study or you have the mind of research, they don't even know what is happening in this country. But these people are informed by the system they have created over time, even the man who has not gone to school. So we have to watch that. And that is why today they can tell you they can remove anybody who is in power, because they knew that numbers could matter a lot in terms of political calibration. And that nobody has taken away from them. We don't vote here, but they will bring underage. They will bring everybody to make sure that they exhaust their electoral fortunes. So when they are talking that they want to take over power, they're not talking that it has to be cerebral. It is still this their raw measure. They will follow. You will not be able to. You remember in Kano?
Yeah.
When an electoral officer was burnt with his family during 2015, what happened? Nothing happened. They wanted that man to do their bidding, and that's how they come. They are violent and all that. This same shrewd method is the only way you can use in ousting somebody like Tinubu. Because if you go to the political books, he has been there for long. If you talk of his very deep, he has deep pocket. In fact, he's the president of Nigeria. He could give anybody whatever will offer you to bring the North into pieces in terms of empowering them individually and bringing divide and rule system. But you see, they want to have one mind that they cannot trust certain people again in power. And that has been established. And that is what we should be looking at. When they come back, they know how to get to their people, even at the level they are. So we should think of getting back our country and making sure that the international community respects us.
Yeah.
We are not doing well. I said, look, I just came back from Ghana. 800,000 of our money is not up to 6,000 Ghana CD.
Wow.
800,000.
Wow.
800,000
That's a lot.
by the border, I think, is not up to 7,000 CD. You put it in your pocket, your front pocket.
Wow.
But in our own, it's the bulk money, even when it is 1,000.
Wow. Wow.
So we are thinking, these countries have left us.
Wow.
They have 24 hours electricity, stable, even in the villages.
All right, thank you very
You
much.
can find insecurity taken care of
All right,
by the lower people doing, shaded businesses that they are using to take care of their children.
all right, thank you very much, Dr. Bioko. We'll have to go. Thank you very much. It's been awesome having your insight on the program. All right.
I wish you a sweet night rest.
All right, you too, Doctor.
And also our audience.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you for having
Dr.
me.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank
All
you.
right, this has been the issues on Voice of the People television. From warnings of a crumbling opposition coalition to Ariwa leaders urging vigilance and a former army chief pushing for border lockdown. The message is clear: Nigeria is at a crossroads. The political class, the security establishments, and the ordinary citizen all have a role to play in determining the country's future. Join us again on the issues as we continue to interrogate matters and shape the nation. I am Jerry High. This has been the issues on Voice of the People television. Have a great one.